The world's at war. Great. Napoleon's back from exile. Surprise! It's June 18th, 1850 and he's got 70,000 troops ready to rumble near a tiny Belgian town called Waterloo. And the world is not happy. For context, on the 15th of June 1815, Napoleon took an army across the French border to hopefully defeat the other European powers once and for all. Napoleon led the main body of the French army in the centre while Marshal Ney and Marshal Grouchy led his left and right flanks accordingly. Two armies confronted Napoleon. The Duke of Wellington and his Anglo-Allied army and Field Marshal Blücher with his Prussian army. Long story short, after two clashes on the 16th of June, one being a skirmish and the other being a heavy loss for the Prussians, Napoleon had successfully separated the British and the Prussian armies by the 18th. The Prussians retreated, but not after being chased by Grouchy with 33,000 troops to keep them away. But Wellington was attacked near the Belgian town of Waterloo. Wellington was chilling in a defensive position, 50,000 infantry, 12,000 cavalry and 5,000 gunners strong. He was waiting for backup. Spoiler, it's the Prussians, but they're fashionably late. Napoleon was prepared to attack with his remaining 70,000 men. Wellington chose his position well though. It was on the reverse side of the ridge to reduce impact of enemy artillery and was flanked by the chateau of Hougoumont and the village of Pape Lottel. Perfect for a defensive action. He's like, I've got a good spot, let's chill here and wait for the French. Napoleon, knowing he couldn't let Wellington wait for the Prussians to come to his aid, needed to attack, but he had a major problem. He had piles, making him angry and unable to survey the battlefield. Now, with Napoleon furious and sitting awkwardly on his horse, let's get ready to rumble! The battle started with an 84-gun heavy artillery bombardment, as well as a diversionary attack on the chateau of Wellington's right flank. But with Wellington's men on the reverse side of the ridge, having the cannonballs fly overhead, and 2,000 Coldstream Guards in infantry squares, a badass formation resisting the advancement, surviving would be a piece of cake, right? At last, Napoleon's main assault attacked the centre of Wellington's forces. However, unfortunately for Napoleon, the Prussians started to arrive, sent by Blücher. Sorry, that scene is just so cool, I had to include it. Napoleon once said, "The loss of time is irreparable in war," yet he could have attacked 3 hours earlier. Anyways, there was another major flaw. Napoleon's 200 men wide columns, while able to punch through enemy defences, did not have the firepower of an infantry line, so it was just easy spawn kills. This was because the infantry squares were back. Hell yeah baby, let's go! Like seriously, you can't hate the Coldstream Guard. This, alongside hidden field artillery, blasted French columns. Wellington finally sent in cavalry and 3,000 infantry to join in on the action and fire successful volleys of muskets. Napoleon's attack failed and 3,000 French were captured. Now at this point it was all out war, and Napoleon's men were more or less intact. He could have regrouped with Grouchy's 33,000 men and fought another day, but he decided to fight on. A big mistake. He sent Ney's troops to capture a farmhouse at Wellington Centre, and although at first it went badly, he broke through at 4 PM. Ney had captured and set up artillery in the farmhouse, pounding British forces from only 270 metres away. Wellington described this crisis. "In all my life have I not had such anxiety. I have never been so close to defeat." Now Napoleon could have taken advantage of this, but he made his final error. Ney appealed for reinforcements from himself, the best of the best, the Imperial Guards at 25,000 strong. However, Napoleon refused, being salty from Ney's earlier failure. Wellington, on the other hand, acted decisively. He led German troops to strengthen the centre of his line, seeing they were about to give way. He lined cavalry brigades behind them, fearful they would attempt to retreat, and personally led a group of grenadiers to plug a gap Brunswick troops were making, seeing they were giving way. At 7 PM, Napoleon sent the Giga Imperial Guards coming to save the day, and oh boy were they ready. They've been waiting the entire day for this one moment to show themselves in front of the Emperor. It was too late. At this point, Blücher's full Prussian force came to finish on the French. The French were outnumbered and overrun. Wellington then ordered a general advance and the French were completely driven from the field. At 9 PM, the battle was won. Europe was at peace, for now. Of 70,000 French, 25,000 were killed or wounded. Napoleon's last recorded words at the battle were, "Like and subscribe right now in the next 5 seconds, or I'm gonna come."